Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet. Dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. It is said that there are three paths or three margas to God. Swami has often spoken about each of them. Swami has spoken about them together also. The Bhakti Marga, the Karma Marga, the Jnana Marga, the path of karma or activity, the path of bhakti or devotion, and the path of jnana or wisdom. Later on, even one more marga, the Raja Marga, Raja Yoga has been added, but that is a historically new entrant, and I have personally not heard Swami speak so much about Raja Yoga, and therefore I will not venture into that. So there are three paths: the Karma Marga, the Bhakti Marga, and the Jnana Marga. Now, what are these actually? Karma Marga lays emphasis on action, doing one's duties perfectly. And when one has to do one's duty perfectly, what is important is one must not look out for the result that duty will bring. Suppose my duty, my work is as a journalist and I am writing. Now, if me doing my writing depends on whether I am appreciated for what I have written or whether I am criticized for what I have written, suppose I write something and hundreds of people criticize it, if I am going to get demoralized, then tomorrow when I have to come back and write something else, I won't be able to write properly. I will not be able to perform my duty well. The same might happen even if I receive praise. If a lot of people praise me for my work, I may feel on top of the world, I may blow my head off, I may be floating in the air, I may not do my effort properly because I take things for granted. In either case, if I am affected by the result that the action produces, it is difficult for me to do my duty properly. And therefore, a karma yogi does duty, does his or her work only for the sake of doing the work. He or she finds joy in just doing the work. I am doing the work and I am happy doing this work. I don't care what kind of result it will bring. I don't care in the sense that it is not going to elate me or depress me. I am going to do this sincerely over and over again. Where all the emphasis is on the performing of action, not on the fruit. That is what Krishna tells Arjuna also. He says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Oh Arjuna, you have all right on the action. You have no right on the fruit. And I am saying this to you, O Arjuna, not because of some rule that I want to impose. I am telling this to you because if you do any action with your eye on the fruit, you are bound to face disappointment, frustration, sadness, the ups and downs of life. And therefore, do action for action's sake. This is what generally Karma Marga is. The Bhakti Marga is more for a person who has, say, a high emotional quotient, if I can call it like that. Very emotional kind of person. It's easy to develop bhakti, develop love. A passionate lover can direct his or her love towards God. Becomes bhakti. Love towards God becomes bhakti, and therefore, it is in this path that we will see namasmarana, bhajan singing, people offering food to God. It happens in many of the temples. Actually, most of the rituals, the Hindu rituals that are there, is nothing but treating God as a person who has come there. It begins with welcoming the Lord, then they do prana pratishtha. Prana pratishtha means the Lord has arrived, and now the lingam or the Ganesh idol or whichever idol is in front of me is no longer a stone or a wooden piece. It is the Lord himself or herself. And then they offer food, they offer different types of foods, they offer dance, they offer music. At the end, they fan him and put him to sleep, and that's the end of the puja, 3 hours. Whether it is Ganesh Puja or Lakshmi Puja, Saraswati Puja, Rama Puja, anything, this is the basic order in which things are done. So you see, you don't treat God like a stone, but you treat a stone like God. You treat an idol like God. This is Bhakti Marga, more for the emotionally inclined. And of course, there's the Jnana Marga, where there is only one truth to be realized. I'll come to that later, a little later, because I want to go back to the Karma Marga. I want to bring one example, an episode that happened in 1980. The university had, the colleges had just begun, and Swami was very, very insistent that the students from the college should visit nearby villages and serve in the villages. Later on, in the late 90s and early 2000s, this became Grama Seva, and today the Sri Sathya Sai Grama Seva is part of the annual calendar for the students in the Sathya Sai institutions. Whether you like it or not, you have to go to the villages, serve the food and clothes, serve them and come back for 10 days in a year. When it all started, I used to wonder, what is the use, Swami? People are hungry there, people are deprived there, and you go for 10 days and not even 10 days. Every day you go to a different village. You just go and give them 1 day's food and, clothes, little more longevity. Maybe for 5 months they can wear it. A sari and a dhoti. What is the enrichment that is going on there? But as I participated year after year in this Gram Seva, I realized that people do not mind financial poverty so much. There have been people who are poor even during Rama's times, during Krishna's times. Financial poverty is not what kills people. What kills people is poverty of love, poverty of sympathy, poverty of compassion, poverty of empathy. You just notice it even in your own maid servant, for example. You may increase her salary by 100 rupees every month. Instead of that, every month just inquiring as to how is your child doing? Does she have any trouble in school? Can I buy some notebooks for your child? Those notebooks will cost less than 100 rupees. But that maid servant will treasure it even more. Because she is poor not actually in money, she can adjust. Instead of a higher quality rice, she will eat a lower quality rice, no problem. But when it comes to love, every one of us seeks that same quality of love. We want high quality love for each one of us. And that is why people sacrifice great things for sake of love. Great financial things, great material things. Because all of us thirst for that quality of love. And that is what I realized. When Swami sent students to the villages, it's not that he is enriching them materially in any way. It's just that one word of reassurance that comes once a year. Just like an elderly mother or an elderly father waits for his or her birthday when possibly his son or daughter who is in a foreign country makes a call and says, "Dad, happy birthday." My child remembers me. And that is enough to keep me happy throughout the year. It happens like that. And so too, these people in the village, they know, you know what? Come what may, every year he's there. There is someone who is out there who cares for us. It need not be like God cares or anything. Anybody. And that is why this was inculcated. That is what I thought is the purpose of the Grama Seva, where the people of the village receive hope and joy. But then I realized it's even higher than that. When I went to the village, I learned to appreciate the water that comes in my tap daily. What I take for granted. Water in the tap is granted. If I go to some other place and stay there and there's no water in the tap, I say, what is this? If it's a hotel, I call the manager and I shout at him and say, "You don't give me water?" We don't realize that getting day-to-day water is a miracle. We'll realize that when we go to the village. When we see them setting out early in the morning to walk 2-3 kilometers to fetch their water and come, that ration of water. I learned that I'm complaining of lack of enough storage space in my home. I don't have enough cupboards. My house is not big enough. And when you see in a village where they have just stacked up rice in one corner, that's the heap from which they take and cook rice. I learned gratitude because of Gram Seva. I realized that Swami started Gram Seva not to benefit villagers, possibly to benefit me. That is why the same villages are served year after year, but it's a different set of students who go and serve. It's like the same subjects are taught year after year in every school, every college. But the students are different. Each student gets that experience. That is what is happening. Anyway, forgive me for this detour. My intention of telling about the Gram Seva was, in 1980 itself, Swami was emphasizing on this, though it was not a part of the academic curriculum. So that time, Swami would send the students, they would go clean up the village, some sanitation work, provide some food, do Narayan Seva, sing bhajans, and return. It was not a very structured program. Now it is very structured. But when the students would come, Swami would excitedly ask them about what happened in the village, what is this, how was it, how were the people, what did they feel, all that. One day when they came back, Swami comes to them and asks, did you meet Radhamma? I think this was the Janakampalli village, which is nearby. But Swami asked, did you meet Radhamma? No, none of the boys knew who this Radhamma is. So they had this blank question mark expression. And Swami tells them, that lady, she fed you ragi and she took you around that village. Ah, yes. That day, some of the boys had enjoyed tasty ragi gruel, which one lady had served, telling them that this is an opportunity for me to serve my Swami. So please have this. Along with that, she had given cool buttermilk. So they all remembered. That is why in Indian culture, when a guest comes, we feed them. People may forget anything. Once you feed them sumptuous food, people will not forget us. That's what happens. So it was via food that they remembered. And they said, yes, Swami, we remember. Swami said, you know what she is very good at? They thought obviously it must be cooking because she is feeding people. Swami said, she is the best midwife in the world. Midwife is a lady who assists a woman who is about to deliver a baby. And today midwifery is a very professional area. People specialize in that. And Swami was now, the Lord of the universe, was now declaring possibly an illiterate woman in a village to be the best midwife in the world. So they all nodded, yes, Swami. And then, interesting, Swami said, do you know why she is the best midwife in the world? Then nobody had an answer again. And Swami said, every time she has to deliver a baby, before she does that, she closes her eyes and in all her heart and sincerity, she tells me, Swami, you deliver us. You deliver this baby. I am just your instrument. And then Swami said, see, she tells me to do, and when I do, it has to be the best, right? Swami said. That shows a beautiful example of what a person on the Karma Marga does. See, it becomes difficult for each one of us to do an action without expecting the result. Study well, but don't get bothered if you get 100 or if you get 20. How is it? Slog yourself for the project, but don't get affected whether it's successful or failure. It's so tough to separate myself from the result. And that is why if the Karma Yogi gets a little bit of bhakti, you can find a substitute result. I am doing this to make Swami happy. I am doing this for Swami. This is actually Swami's work. I don't get affected because it's his work. He will let it be done the way he wants it. I am just doing it. And if he is happy with my effort, I am done. So I am doing it to make Swami happy. That is how the sports meet happen here. People will say, this year the Prasanthi Nilayam boys did the best item. That bike stunts were terrific. That was the best. Or somebody will say, no, this year primary school was the best. No, this year Anantapur girls did the best. But when it comes to the prize distribution, Swami gives cups to everybody. Because Swami is happy with everybody. Because Swami is happy with the efforts. He is not bothered about who looked spectacular or who looked colorful, who looked more nice. No. Who put in maximum efforts? Everyone put in maximum efforts. So all are winners. This is what Swami used to say. The cup is being declared and everyone would wait, and Swami will declare it for every campus. Every campus will get a cup. So now, if every student is doing the sports meet, see, each activity that has been planned in the college, has been planned in the school, has been planned by Swami with a purpose. And I feel the greatest learning of the sports meet is, it teaches us that do the actions without an eye on the result. Don't worry how it comes out on January 11th. It has happened many times that on the January 11th, things have flopped. Every day you're doing it well, finally on the final day it flops. I remember a basketball drill where they would 10 people jump over and throw baskets. Every practice session they do it, finally on January 11th, 9 out of 10 of them miss putting the basket. And they feel so bad if they are basing their happiness on all 10 of them putting it right on the final day. Instead of that, if they just look at Swami and they see Swami smiling with his eyes big and clapping, enough. Who cares whether the basket went or not? My Lord is happy, I am happy. So, for a karma yogi, if a little bit of bhakti comes in, just like how Radhamma epitomized, it becomes so much easier. I am not bothered about results because the result I am looking forward to is to make Swami happy. And Swami is my conscience. So if I have not worked properly, though I may win the project, I will not be happy because my Swami is not happy because I have not worked properly. And if I have worked properly, even if I don't win the project, no problem at all because my Swami is happy. That's all that matters. Similarly, when it comes to Bhakti Marga, I am reminded of an episode. This is very close to my heart. I narrate it many times. It is there in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram part 1. The story of Krishnamurthy, a person who worked as a clerk in the Mysore Secretariat. We often think bhakti is how much God loves us. We think that because if we love God, God also loves us like that. And so when we see Swami speaking to somebody, we think, oh, that person must be having great devotion. Must be a great person. That's why Swami is speaking to him. This person is useless. Swami never looks at him. We conclude it like that. But Krishnamurthy's story shows something else. Krishnamurthy saw Swami when Swami was just 17-year-old. When Swami used to wear a dhoti and a shirt on top. There was no robe at that time. And when he saw Swami, he suddenly felt that, he was part of the bhajan singing those days when there were very few people. And when he saw Swami, he felt, oh my God, this is not the person who he appears to be. So he ran to Swami and said, Swami, show me your true self. I want to know who you are, Swami. Please show me your true self. And Swami just tried to escape him. Hey, go away. You get away. Oh, madcap. What are you doing here? Go away. Leave me. And Swami said, listen, now I have to go somewhere. Swami gave him a photograph of Shirdi Baba and said, you worship this photograph. I'll go and come back, then we shall see. So at 8 o'clock, Swami left. And this Krishnamurthy sat with Shirdi Baba's photograph in the room, doing his worship or whatever. Swami returns at 12 o'clock, and as Swami is passing by this room, Krishnamurthy shouts in joy and exultation. And he's in such joy and he closes his eyes. He comes rushing to Swami and he says, Swami, let me take a namaskar, let me look at your feet. And Swami is running away from him. Now these were the days when Swami would call people and tell them to take namaskar. And I have heard some of the devotees say that they would tell Swami, Swami, already 5 Pad Namaskars over today, why one more, Swami? And Swami would say, no, you take, because the time will come when you will not be able to get it. It was those days of plenty as far as Pad Namaskar was concerned. And in those days, Swami is refusing to give Pad Namaskar to this Krishnamurthy. Swami calls his family members and says, take him away. Don't get him to me here. And so he's taken away. Days pass, but Krishnamurthy is hell-bent on having darshan of Swami's feet. So he is refusing food. He starts growing weak at home. And they come and tell Swami, Swami, this is what is happening. Why are you being so stubborn, Swami? See, those days, those years, it was not so much so with reverence that they would speak. Swami was just a 17-year-old lad. So some of the elders, who were really elder, in their 50s and 60s, would tell, come on, don't be stubborn, you don't know life. Go, just what is there? Why are you creating such a, such a artificial scarcity of Padnamaskars? Just go and give him one namaskar, it will be done. Swami says, no. Just like a light bulb will explode if a huge current passes through it, he will also explode. His body is not yet ready. Explode. What? They didn't understand. 3-4 days pass and Krishnamurthy is admitted in the hospital because he is so weak. And again this is reported to Swami. Swami, enough now, drama. He is now hospitalized. Now Swami allows them to wash his feet and tells, take this water and give it to Krishnamurthy. He'll be fine. And the minute Krishnamurthy sips that water, he gets energy. This is all recorded in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram. He walks out of the hospital. He comes home. He is in bliss. But still he has not opened his eyes. This is one unique thing. All these 5 days he has not opened his eyes because he says, if I open my eyes, I want to see only Swami. Swami's feet. So he comes back home. He's still not getting to see Swami. So they start doing bhajans. Towards the end of the bhajans, Krishnamurthy opens his eyes. He looks at the picture of Bhagawan. And then he closes his eyes, never to open them again. He was gone. Gone with a smile on his face, with deep contentment in his heart. Just by seeing a picture. When I read this story, I just thought, how many times I have seen Swami's feet? But here I am, hale and hearty and alive. Nothing has happened to me. If seeing Swami's feet or touching Swami's feet is the guarantor for getting liberated, I should have been liberated 100 times. But that is not the guarantor. It is not what the Lord gives us. It is how we pine for that, what the Lord gives us, that matters. That is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is not how much God loves me. Bhakti is how much I love God. Because in that love itself, fulfillment is found. That is what Mirabai got. What did Mirabai get from Krishna? What did she get? Nothing. In fact, she got lashes on her back. She was forced to drink poison. She was troubled, tortured, tormented, all because she was in love with Krishna. It was actually a very easy deal. Just give up this Krishna. You're the wife of an emperor, of a king. You're a queen. You have attendants to take care of you. You'll eat in gold. You're the best of facilities. Life is made. Why did Mirabai choose to mess her life taking this Krishna's name? Everything got ruined. And this is what we feel. See, life, people say take God's name and all, but all those who took God's name suffered so much here. This Tyagaraja suffered, Mirabai suffered. Why do simply? I don't want all that. I don't want that ultimate merger. Let me be happy. In fact, Swami was asked this question in Kodaikanal. Swami, you say Mirabai took Krishna's name and she was so, Mirabai kept chanting Krishna's name. But she suffered so much, Swami. She chanted his name, no doubt, but she suffered so much. And Swami sweetly asked, did Mirabai tell you that she suffered? You are assuming that she suffered. Do you know how joyous Mirabai was? Her joy was so immense that she chose to drink poison rather than give up that joy. Her joy was so immense that she chose to receive lashes than give up that joy. She was not a fool. That is what bhakti does. The joy that one derives makes all these worldly travails and difficulties nothing. Because the pangs and pain of separation from the Lord is the greatest pain. I remember reading a joke where a person is having a severe toothache And he says, somebody help me, tries all medicines, nothing is happening. Then a person comes and says, I will cure your toothache. Are you ready for anything? He says, yes. As long as this toothache doesn't bother me, I am ready to undergo anything. He takes a hammer, keeps his hand and smashes his finger. And this guy screams in pain. Oh! What have you done? What happened? My finger is paining. It's bleeding. What about your toothache? Oh, you forgotten toothache. This pain is far greater. I can't think of my toothache. That is what happens in Bhakti Yoga. The pain of separation from Lord is so intense that all other pains become meaningless. I just want the Lord. That is why it is more suited for the emotional types. Food doesn't matter, drink doesn't matter, nothing matters. And that is Bhakti Marga. Coming to Jnana Marga, Jnana Marga begins at an intellectual level, then goes deeper and deeper, where one has to realize the truth that everything is nothing but the same divinity. There is no bottle, there is no glass, there is no mic. There is. I cannot even say there is only me. There only is. It's just existence. Everything is the same. I am the pillar, I am this, I am this, I am this. There's one interesting twist Swami has given. There's a philosophy called the Nethi philosophy. The Nethi philosophy is a way to discover God by negating everything. Is this God? No, this is not God. Is this God? No, this is not God. Is this God? No, this is not God. Because this is all the world. So the Nethi philosophy states that after you negate everything, what remains, that is God. Seemed like a very interesting thing. Till Swami gave this insight. Swami said, see, it is wrongly translated. Nethi does not mean not this, not this. He said Nethi means not only this. Not only this. Is this bottle God? Not only this. Yes, bottle is God, but not this alone is not God. See, with one single word, Swami, I felt, made an exclusive philosophy into an all-inclusive philosophy. Everything is divine. In fact, during his discourse in the Second World Conference, during the 50th birthday celebrations, it's available in the Sai Blossom store, a video DVD as well as the set of all these 9 discourses. Brilliant discourses, because it was during these discourses that Swami set the tone for the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organizations. Swami says in the discourse that, see, you say that you are moving when you sit in a car or a cart. But when you stand on the ground, you say you are stationary. But do you know that the earth is moving at so many thousand miles per hour? You know it. And yet you say that you are stationary. Why? Because what appears to be the truth and what is the truth are different. Then Swami says, look, here is a wall. You say this is a solid wall because you can't see on the other side. But do you know that the wall is made up of atoms? Yes, we know. Each of these atoms is made up of electrons, protons, neutrons. Yes, we know. The protons and neutrons are in a nucleus and the electrons are revolving all around. Yes, we know. We also know that the nucleus and the electrons occupy less than 1% of the space. What about the other 99%? It's empty space. So an atom is 99% empty, which means a wall which is made 100% of atoms is also 99% empty. Now, if something is 99% empty, will you call it empty or solid? And Swami says, you will still call it a solid wall, because it's not that you don't know the truth, but it is because what appears to be the truth and what is the truth are different. And then Swami says, in this hall, people from 50 countries have assembled, 50 or 60, some number. Those days it was that low. And Swami said, all of you are one. You may wonder how. I am tall, he is short, I am a man, she is a woman. But all are one. Because what appears to be the truth and what is the truth are different. And Swami said, it is in order to educate the world of this truth, this Satya, that I am starting the Sathya Sai Seva organization. In fact, he prefaces the discourse with a poem where he says, there's only one caste, the caste of humanity. There's only one language, the language of the heart. There's only one religion, the religion of love. There's only one God. He is Sathya Sai. And people clap. Wow, they are thrilled. No, Swami never speaks about himself. So one time when he speaks, we all want to applaud and yes, Swami, you are the hero like that. And then Swami says, see, you are all applauding because you think Sathya Sai is this 5 foot few inches frame. But Swami says, Sathya Sai is Sathya Sai. Sathya Sai means one who rests on truth. And Swami says, only truth is God. And this is the truth that Swami proclaims that should be taught via the Sathya Sai Seva organization. That is why he is starting it. There is an interesting episode of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was a person who took the path of bhakti not only towards Mother Kali. It is said that for some time he experienced the devotion of Hanuman towards Rama. He offered his love to different gods to realize that all are the same. It is said that when he worshipped Rama, he developed a tail. That intense was his worship, a little tail. They said that when he worshipped Krishna, like how Radha did, he developed feminine body features. Finally, his love was for Mother Kali. And he saw that when it came to the ultimate, he was not able to enjoy the ultimate bliss, bliss that is everlasting, bliss that can never be faded away, because all said and done, when finally he was reaching the frontier, the image of the mother would come because he loved the mother so much. That was when his guru Puttaparthi comes and says, Ramakrishna, next time your mother comes up in the meditation, Mother Kali, pick up a sword and cut her head. Shocking. Imagine you're meditating and we have all attained that beautiful state. Suppose that when we close our eyes, only Swami comes. So beautiful it is. We feel that is the ultimate. And now somebody comes and tells, when Swami comes, take a knife and chop his neck. Oh my God. This is what Puttaparthi tells Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna is unable to do it. He says, where will I get the sword from? And Puttaparthi tells him, where is that mother coming from? From there only get the sword also. So next time Ramakrishna is able to get the sword, but he goes and he just can't. The bewitching smile of the mother, the love of the mother, how can he cut his mother's neck? Puttaparthi picks up a piece of glass and stabs it into the middle of the forehead of a Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Says, cut her now! And Ramakrishna in that stabbing pain, and he just cuts. And that's it, he goes off into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It's done. Finally, non-duality becomes the final barrier. Duality becomes the final barrier. When we transcend it via Jnana to non-duality, that is when we reach final redemption. From all the stories we have heard so far and the discussion, it appears as though all said and done, the ultimate is Jnana. Jnana is the ultimate, because that is the one that truly liberates. But we have to listen to what Puttaparthi had to say after this episode. He said, for years I have tried to do this for so many of my disciples. Nobody, even those who have been my disciples for years and years, do not achieve even 1% of this. The ease with which Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did it is no credit to me, it's all credit to his own love for God. Bhakti prepared Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to such a level that it was possible that in a moment he could achieve the ultimate. So Bhakti is actually greater than Jnana. Or is it? This is the thing that comes up, especially in the modern world. You are shown 3 cars. This car has great acceleration, it is this. This car has got safety features, this. This car is very economical and this. Okay, but tell me which is the best. I want the best. should be cheapest, it should have all the features. You tell me, because I can't buy 3 cars. Yes, nice stories of bhakti you have told, nice story of karma you have told, nice jnana story you have told. Now tell which is the best path, because I don't have time to explore three paths. And which is the best? Just yesterday, very interestingly, I came across a bhajan that Swami sings very often. It led to a very nice thought process. I will share that with you. It is this bhajan, Hari bhajana bina sukha shanti nahi. But that discourse that Swami delivered was on service, on seva. And so he modified the first line of this bhajan and he sang it as Jana seva bina sukha shanti nahi. So I thought, okay, when I was hearing, because I am preparing for this talk, so I thought, okay, all said and done, the ultimate is Jana seva. Jana seva, serving humanity. Manav seva is Madhav seva. The best way to love God is to love all, serve all. Jana seva bina sukha shanti nahi. So I was listening. But then he sings the second line. Hari nama bina ananda nahi. You may do Jana seva, but if you want Ananda, Hari Nam you need. Oh, okay, Swami. So, karma is good, but bhakti is greater. Because Hari Nama bina Ananda nahi. And then, Japa dhyana binasam yog nahi. Oh, for samyog, for the union, you need dhyana. You need to meditate. Meditate on what? On the oneness. Okay, Swami. So, karma is good, bhakti is greater. But if you want union with the ultimate, I need jnana. Jnana is the ultimate that I must seek. Because if I don't seek jnana, I will not be getting the ultimate. That is what Swami says. Japa dhyana vinasam yoga nahi. And as I conclude this, the next line comes, Prabhu darsha bina prajnana nahi. Are? So Swami, there is no prajnana, there is no jnana without Prabhu darshan. Prabhu darshan means again you come down back to the duality where I worship the form, love the form. So okay Swami, so bhakti is greater than jnana then. Then next line, Daya dharma bina satkarma nahi. Oh. Daya and dharma now. Compassion and satkarma. So I have to do action, Swami. Make up your mind. Make up your mind whether it is karma, bhakti or jnana or... Because now again you are telling karma then. So fine. Daya and dharma. So I'll treat the whole world, Swami. I'll treat the whole world as my family. All my brothers and sisters. I will love them. Everyone belongs to me. That is what you want me to do, no Swami. Everyone belongs to me. I serve everyone. Daya dharma bina satkarma nahi. So that is the way I'll lead my life, Swami. I'll act in such a manner so that in a way that everyone belongs to me. Because that is when I will give up my individual preference for sake of society. Because everyone belongs to me. And even as I am thinking that everyone belongs to me, I'll lead my life this way. From Daya dharma bina satkarma nahi, he goes to Bhagawan bina koi apna nahi. Oh, so the world doesn't belong to me then. Only God is mine. And when Swami says Bhagawan bina koi apna nahi, it means other than God there is none who you can call your own. Not even your own self. Even you don't belong to you. Only God belongs to you. Again he goes back to Advaita. Oh, good Swami. So you have finished 2 cycles, but finally you land back on Advaita only, no? Advaita only. Only God, only one exists, nothing else. Next line. Harinam bina paramatma nahi. Arre, Swami, don't start back again. Took me through 2 cycles and you came back. Swami, what do you want to do? Hari bhajana bina sukha shanti nahi. Hari bhajana, you start speed and done. So Swami, basically you just whirlpooled me and left me and went. You said karma is great. Oh, okay, karma is great. No, bhakti is greater. Oh, Bhakti is greater. But Jnana is terrific. Oh, so Jnana is ultimate. But in front of Bhakti, it is nothing. Listen to Swami's discourses, this only will happen. You will not know which. Start comparing each one. There is an example to show each one better than the higher, better than the other. Karma greater than Jnana, Jnana greater than Bhakti, Bhakti greater than Karma, Bhakti greater than Jnana. Oh God, which is this? It's like three people walking in a circle, each one is in front of the other. Bhakti, Karma and Jnana are walking in a circle. Bhakti says Karma and Jnana are behind me. Karma says Bhakti and Karma and Jnana are behind me. Who is behind whom now? This is that is when it strikes that there is possibly a mistake in the assumption. We are assuming that Karma, Bhakti and Jnana are three paths going like this. One path goes like this, one path goes to the right like this, one path goes straight like this. A small anecdote here. One of my colleagues in the office, when he was in the school, he had made a small model. Swami had gone to the school to see the exhibition of different things. The students would make models and different things and Swami would go and see them. There was a burglar alarm made. This is another thing. I am just saying that they told Swami, this is a burglar alarm. If somebody puts a hand here, the light gets cut and it will ring. Swami said, is it? And Swami put his hand and the alarm didn't ring. So the boy said, just a minute, Swami, and he put back the connection. He put his hand, it rang. Now try, Swami. Swami again put his hand, the alarm didn't ring. Swami said, hey, I don't steal these things. I steal only your heart. I'm the Chitta Chora. So that will not go by burglar alarm. That time, one person had made a model of the three paths to God. Bhakti, Karma, Jnana. And he had represented Karma with a bullock cart. Bhakti with a car. And Jnana with aeroplane. Swami said, what is this? He said, Swami, Karma, all three will take you to destination, Swami, but Karma will take so much time. Bhakti is a little faster. Jnana is the fastest one. Swami said, good. But remember, if somebody falls from the aeroplane, no chance of survival at all. You fall from the bullock cart 100 times, no problem. Plane, if you fall, it's basically Swami, and basically Swami is showing that don't make a black and white statement that this is the least, this is the best. Because there have been so many. Swami gives the example of Jnaneshwar and Namdev. Jnandev and Namdev, Swami calls them. They go to the well, they are thirsty, and Swami says Jnandev, because he has seen the unity of himself with the whole universe. He becomes a bird, he goes into the well, drinks and comes. Swami says that much effort he had to put. Namdev just thinks of the Lord. Swami says that the well water comes up to the top and overflows. Now when you hear that, Bhakti is better than Jnana. So you see, Swami just keeps pitting one against the other. It's a beautiful analogy that Swami gives. Nobody can be exempt from any of the three paths. Because they are not three paths, it's like a DNA. DNA is a double helix where two strands are wound. You separate them, it's no longer DNA. In the same way, it is just one path with three components. We can visualize this like an auto rickshaw. An auto rickshaw has three wheels, one in the front, two behind. Now if you ask which wheel is needed to go for the journey, all the three wheels are necessary. Adi Shankara is considered as the greatest Advaitin in India, a Jnana Yogi. But if you see some of the Shatakams, the Ashtakams and songs, how many he has composed, Even that Muda Karat Modakam Sada Vimukti. That song in praise of Lord Ganesha composed by Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara who says that there is nothing but that one. He is singing praise of Ganesha. Can we say, Bhaja Govindam? The Bhaja Govindam where he says, oh you fool, chant the name of Govinda. The amount of contribution that Shankaracharya has done for Bhakti Yoga is tremendous. And how much work he has done. In 32 years of his life, he has walked the length and breadth of India twice. Walked. So if you look at a karma yogi like say Mother Teresa, can anyone deny that she was not wise, she didn't have wisdom? Can anyone deny that she did not have devotion? It all goes together. In the auto rickshaw, each one of us ride an auto rickshaw. Each one of us ride a tricycle. It is our choice and our preference what wheel we put in front. Adi Shankara put the Jnana Yoga wheel as the front wheel, that's all. Bhakti and Karma were there to support Jnana. If I am a singer, I like to sing and I feel oneness with the Lord, yes, I can put Bhakti Marga as my front wheel. But I need Jnana and Karma to back up that Bhakti. See, this question comes, there are several NGOs that do a lot of good work. So if I am a person like that NGO, I'll do a lot of good work, I'll do good to society. Why do I need to believe in God? I don't need God. Correct, I'm doing good. And when I do good, people will do good back to me. Correct? Yes. But this theory of action reaction is a bit more complicated. It's not that you do good in the morning, evening, you'll get back some good. It's a deposit, no doubt, but we have no idea of the tenure of the deposit. It might be a 5-year fixed deposit, it might be a 10-year recurring deposit. You don't know when you'll enjoy that reward. So oftentimes in life it happens that you do good and you receive bad in return, you get discouraged. And it is at such time Bhakti helps. See, I am doing it for my Swami. A person who does not believe in God or anything like that doesn't know what to do. I did good and I was kicked and I was transferred and I was thrown out of job. This world is unfair. It often leads to the hardening of the heart and him thinking, you know what, never be good. This world is not a place to be good. But a devotee will take it in another way. This is what Swami wanted. It makes the devotee softer and more humble. That is the difference. That is why Bhakti is needed to back Karma. Because without Bhakti, Karma can lead to the hardening of the heart. But with Bhakti, even the strongest of blows will only lead to softening and humility coming in the heart. So it is like the three-wheeler. Cannot say which is important. Which do you prefer? You can put it as your front wheel. Other two are needed. In the Prema Vahini, that Swami has so masterfully written, he writes that when you have a Mysore Pak, it's an Indian sweet. He says it has a length, it has a breadth, it has a height. Swami says Bhakti, Karma and Jnana are like that length, breadth and height. You need all the three to enjoy the sweetness of the sweet. Otherwise, it's not a sweet at all. You cannot say, I do all good work, but I rubbish God and I don't believe in the unity of the universe. It doesn't lead, it's not for anybody else's benefit. It doesn't lead me to get peace of mind and contentment. It doesn't help if I say, I love Swami, I'll do everything, I'll worship, I'll put all flowers, everything I do, but I won't care. If somebody is dying hungry, let him die, it's his karma. You won't get contentment and peace. Because all the three are linked together. And the master stroke is when Swami gives the example of a watch. Like the clock over here, Swami says, a clock has three hands. The hour hand, the minute hand and the second hand. The most important, of course, is the hour hand. I want to know whether it is 11 or 10. Because when it's 10, I have to be ready for my talk. If it's nearing 12, I have to be ready for my food. Maybe a little less important, but little necessary is the minute hand. Because it matters for me whether it's 11 or 11:30. Because 11 means I can still tell 2 more stories. 11:30 means I better tell Jai Sai Ram and conclude my talk. So the minute hand is also important. Second hand I don't bother. So people are also not going to blame me if it is 11:30 and 35 seconds or 11:30 and 5 seconds. Nobody cares. Second hand is not important. But if that second hand doesn't move, the minute hand is not going to move at all. And the minute hand doesn't move, the hour hand is not going to move at all. And Swami says, the second hand is karma. The minute's hand is bhakti. The hour hand is jnana. Jnana may be the most important, but you are not getting jnana without bhakti. And you're not going to get bhakti without action. Bhakti is not something you think and preach. Bhakti is something you do. And just like 60 seconds lead to 1 minute, possibly many good action, good karma leads to 1 unit of bhakti maybe, 1 good feeling. And many such good feelings coming together lead to an insight. A flash of wisdom that comes. It doesn't come to everyone. It comes to the trained mind. Louis Pasteur said that. Fortune favors the trained mind. So, you need to do a lot of karma to get little bhakti. That is why they tell this person is so devoted. Good karma he must have done. See, unknowingly we are speaking the truth. He must have done a lot of good karma. That's why he is having so much devotion. Yes, you have to do a lot of good karma to get bhakti. And then you must sustain on bhakti for long enough to get jnana. So now which is important? In another example, Swami says, karma is primary school. Bhakti is higher school, higher secondary school. And jnana is the university. Yes, ultimately people are going to ask, what degree have you got? MSc, MBA? But if you don't have primary school education, you are not going to get MBA or MSc. Even if you get, it will be fake. It will not be on sound basis. So these are integral part. Ultimately, the most important is the degree. But you have to go through the entire thing. And the most, when I was thinking about this, Bhakti, Karma, Jnana, if we look at Swami's name, Sai, when we say, that is how, again, Swami explains the name Sai also. He says S stands for service, which is karma. A stands for adoration, which is bhakti. And I stands for insight, which is jnana. I'm sorry, I is not insight, I is illumination. Swami says I is illumination, which is jnana. So, service, adoration, illumination. That is Sai. Then only we will experience Sai. All three have to be there. And once our antenna are tuned in the correct direction, so many insights starts coming, The next thing question that came, possibly I'll end with this, is, Swami, okay, so all three are needed. I need to do service, I need to do karma yoga, I need to be a karma margi, I need to be a bhakti margi as well as this. I understood. So it is not which is important among them, all three are necessary. But Swami, is there a proportion? So when I make chapati atta, I have to put 1 proportion of this flour, 3 portions of water or something like that. My mother knows better, I don't know. So is there some proportion here also, Swami? How much of bhakti, because we want to know, how much of time should I do bhajans? How much time should I do seva? How much time should I contemplate and do meditation? So this was another thing. And I'm not saying that this is the answer, solid, perfect answer, but it's a very interesting observation I'll just share with you. This is how I concluded. There is this 9-point code of conduct given by the Sathya Sai organization. We feel that it is given by the Sathya Sai organization. This was what Swami listed down. 9 points, which every person who wishes to attach himself or herself with Swami says, you follow this. Now there are 9 points and it includes different things, daily, bhajan, sitting in study circle and discussing, not backbiting, especially in the absence of others, different things are there. I remember not backbiting because that's the toughest for me to follow. The other things are pretty easier than this. Talking ill of others, I find it so hard to do that. Especially in their absence. Especially in their absence only I talk. How will I talk in front of them? But the beautiful thing is, you do it yourself. Go download the 9-point code of conduct, read it and mentally think, is this karma, bhakti or jnana? There will be something where Swami says, regular attending of study circles. That is jnana, because you sit and discuss lofty concepts. Or then family prayer, whole family comes together and prays in the day. That is bhakti. Serving some this thing, that is karma. So Practicing sealing on desires. Sealing on desires is not wasting water, not wasting food, not wasting energy. So all this, not wasting money, fourth one. This is action, so this is karma. I'm sure each one of us will be easily able to classify. When I classified like this, the beautiful thing is, in that 9, I found 4 are karma, 3 are bhakti, 2 is jnana. And I felt this was Swami's way of indicating to me, if you have got 9 minutes, spend 4 minutes on karma, 3 minutes on bhakti, 2 minutes on jnana. The emphasis is always on action. Because the second's hand has to move more than the minute's hand. And the minute's hand has to move more than the hour hand. Therefore, we need to do more action, then little lesser, but then bhakti, least the jnana. Because we often, yours humbly included, we become great jnanis. We would love to lecture for 1 hour, but I can't work, I can't meditate. I can't sit and do bhajans for 1 hour. As I'm sitting, I look at the time, is the time getting, when will the aarti start? 3 bhajans were nice, no, enough. I find it happening, I'm just sharing what I experience. So hot here. Just be done with the aarti and go. And this is not only in physical absence of Swami. I remember even when Swami was physically present, we would pray, Swami, please come for darshan. And Swami comes for darshan. Some days he comes and sits for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Oh, Swami, nice. Tomorrow we'll have darshan. No, hungry Swami. Please. So tough. So tough for me to do bhajans for 1 hour. But speaking 1 hour I regularly do. 2 hours and all I do. Because I am doing the reverse. 4 times jnana. Jnana is not me receiving jnana, me giving jnana. Doling out free wisdom. Anyway, jokes apart, I feel that is very, very interesting that Swami has given a 9-point code of conduct, which is a must for every devotee, which has components of all the 3. Jnana, karma and bhakti. And apparently it also has it in a proportion. Which I feel personally, it makes it very clear that I have to work a lot, spend good time in bhajan and devotional activities, my personal sadhana, japam, everything, namasmarana. Things that increase my bhakti, listening to songs which I love, maybe Bhavanjali, Nada Brahmam, whatever. And finally, it's not as if I am free from jnana. I have to spend some time. That is why I feel, we should listen to one discourse. One discourse a day, read one discourse a day. Many times, I used to not listen to Swami's discourse because I used to feel, Swami, this is too tough for me. Some parts in the discourse I'll enjoy, where Swami narrates a story, or Swami says, do this, do that, direct instruction. Do bhajan, serve others. Yes, Swami, nice. You're all very good. Your heart is filled with love, I know. I like that even more, where Swami is praising us. But then Swami will tell, Chidakasha, Chittakasha, Are Bhuta. Swami, what is all this? So I used to feel, why listen to discourse? I don't understand all this. Recently I had been to a place in Andhra Pradesh called Gandikota. There the river Penna flows through a gorge. That gorge is called as the Grand Canyon of India. Because that river has dug through 200 feet of the rock. It's an amazing sight. And as I saw that, I was just thinking, what is rock? What is water? Water you leave out for some time, it will get evaporated, it will be gone. A rock will stay for hundreds of years. And what special effort did the water do? It just flowed. It flowed and it has cut 200 feet of rock. If water can do that to rock, can't that Swami's discourse not do it to my heart? If my heart may be as hard as a rock, but someday or the other it will happen. And I'm telling to your brothers and sisters with personal experience. Suddenly the same discourse which you have been hearing over and over again, which made no sense, suddenly it hits you. Let me confess, actually that night when I slept thinking of this topic, I had a dream where I am singing this bhajan, Hari Bhajan Abhina. And when I am singing that bhajan, I am singing it with the first line changed as Jana Seva Bina. And I was wondering why. Now who is that who gave that? I am convinced that it is Swami. But it doesn't mean that it just comes. We have to put in our effort. It's like breaking a rock. You hit it 100 times, it will break. Many times we hit it for 90 times and say it is no use. Because why? Because we see the fellow on the side, he comes and hits it once, the rock breaks. You feel he hit it once and the rock broke, I hit it 90 times, nothing has happened. Arey Babu, yesterday he hit it 99 times and went home. Today he came hit the first blow. We don't know what people have done in their previous birth and achieved. Let us not compare and feel disheartened or feel proud of ourselves. Many times we might have delivered 99 blows in our previous birth. We deliver that last blow in this birth and feel, see how great I am. That person doesn't know how to do it properly. I did it off so fast, so easy it is. At the same time, don't feel he did it off so fast. For me, I'm finding it so tough. I think it doesn't work for me. No. Everybody has to hit the 100 blows. I would like to conclude by praying to Swami that we always remember that there is nothing like different paths of bhakti, karma or jnana. It's all integrated into one whole. And I also express deepest gratitude to Swami for making all these complex concepts, things frankly that I would never have even thought of thinking in my life, making it so simple and giving to us. Like juicing a sugar cane and offering the juice in a glass, rather than making me peel that thing and bite it so hard with my teeth, which so many sages and saints in the past would have to do. With deepest gratitude to you, dear Swami, I pray that all of our love in our hearts for you keeps growing stronger and stronger with every passing moment.